So let's imagine we're playing in the key of C major. So I'm going to give a very simple chord progression. We have C, F, A minor, G. If I was playing rhythm guitar, I could do that, right? But there's other ways to do that same exact rhythm guitar part. You could do arpeggios. Even though my bass note, it keeps changing, C to F, A to G, I'm keeping pretty much the other two strings here. I played an A minor 7 there for a second versus A minor. So that's one way to do it. You could also do power chords. And there's variations on that. You can do this F instead of down here on the 1, 3, 3. On EAD, you go up to 8, 10, 10 on the A string, D, and G. That's one possibility. Again, rhythm stuff, these are just examples. You could also go and do, I guess they're triads, but they're broken apart with a string in the middle. So this is C again on 3rd fret of A, G on the 5th fret of D, and then skipping the G string and going straight to B on the same fret on 5. So you get this, it's a third, it's a triad. It's just out of order. Normally it's here. So you, again, with doing picking, you can slide up to 8 and do the same thing for F. Staying on the A string, you can slide up and go to 12 for A. So now where my fingers are sitting on the strings are different. So again, this is C major, so that's 3, 5, and 5 on the A, D, and B string. Then the same setup, just moving up 5 frets to F. But when we get to A, which is 4 frets above there, I go to the minor, which means I'm leaving out my pinky, and I go A string, D string, and B string, again skipping G, but this time it's 12, 14, 13, not what would be 12, 14, 14, which would make it major. So that's... For G major, I would go down 2 frets and bring my pinky back in. If you wanted to not just stay on the A string, you could do this. So that's 1, 3, and skipping the D string going to G, 2 for major shape. To do a minor, let's say on A minor, which would be up here, 5, 7, you could either bar it, or you could, I would use my thumb maybe. So instead of my index being here, on the 5 of E, I would use my thumb, then still with my ring on 7 of A, skipping the D string and doing 5 on G. So I'll show you that again. So if I was here, you can keep your thumb there if you want to keep it I just tend to go here. F, A minor, G. Here's C again, up here. Those are the same exact notes, just in different strings as the C. I'm sure you can tell there's a little bit different tonality. These are thinner strings here and thicker strings here. This one sounds a little bit beefier. Or tofu, or if you're a vegetarian. Alright, so those are just 4 chords now. If I was doing D minor, which would be in this key, you would just do a minor shape on here. If you're doing that, or just a power chord, or a regular chord, or a bar chord, or another bar chord, or the triad arpeggio. That's 10, 12, 10 on E, A, G. And that same setup would be on the A string, 5 on A, 7 on D, and 6 on B. E minor would be the same thing, just 2 frets up for everything. But the one thing we haven't talked about is something with a B. So, which is the 7th note of the scale, which if you did a triad would be a diminished sound like this. Typically, I would make that a G with B in the bass, so it sounds something like... so for power chords, here's C. Now if I want to do something with B in the bass, I wouldn't do a regular power chord because this note, this 5th, is F sharp, which is not in the key of C. So here's 3, 5, 5 on A, D, G. If I was going to go to B, I would do 2, 5, and the optional 4 on the G. If you can see that, maybe the angle's bad. No, this guitar, I didn't steal it from a store. I've never taken the tags off. So here's... So let's imagine we're doing a progression that goes C, walk down to the B with the G chord with B in the bass, A minor, F. So something like... Right, so... That's just 3, 5. I'm just doing a simple power chord. This is just the root in the 5th. 3, 5 on the A and D. Keep the same ring finger, slide down your index. Or you can switch, what I prefer is to switch to pinky on here, so. Or you can even start with pinky, with index and pinky. Then to the minor. Okay. Same thing here. Ugh. And those same ideas work if you're playing even in the key of C. Let's say you're playing now an F chord, right? And now we have C over E, because that sometimes happens. Let's do F over with A in the bass. So that's 5, 8 on the A string, 5 on E. So that's A this time. And then let's do 2 more frets up. That's B over G over B. And then bring the index up 1 fret. Now you're at C. So let's, like in the song, Lord, I need you, my one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, God, how I need you. These are just inversions. So whenever you have the third in the bass, which for C would be E, it's called a first inversion. Actually, in Lord I Need You, there's also the second inversion, which has the G in the bass. So that's my one defense, my righteousness. Now first inversion for F. Oh, second inversion C. L I G C. Something also that's really important in rhythm playing is sometimes just octaves, not even power chords. Octaves. You should know how to use two strings to give you an octave. For the strings that are in fourths, that's E, A, D, G apart, basically you're going to skip a string and go up two notes, 2 frets. So here's in low E, and the octave would be on the D string, because I'm skipping A and I go up 2 frets. Open and 2. And that same setup works. So let's play an E minor, which is the key of G. Okay, E major, G major, excuse me, E minor. Okay, so F sharp is 2 4. Again, skipping A string. This is just the open, the E string, and the D string. 2 and 4. F sharp octave. 3rd fret and 5th fret is G octave. Same thing on the A string and the G string, skipping the D string, same setup because they're all 2 1/4 apart. That's an octave. Now when you get the strings that are not exactly a 4th apart, that really because that's the B string is tuned to only a major 3rd from the G, you have to go 3 frets apart. So here's E on the D string. To do that octave on B, you have to go 3 frets apart. And then same thing if you want to do the G string and the high E string, it's 3 frets apart. Jazz players often use a lot of octaves, and they sound great. Oof. All right. Cool.